All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well while learning truth. 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophets, servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth, and shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere in your children. Shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, is going to be building off of this video here. And as you brothers and sisters can see from the title, it said a 14-year-old, shoots his parents in the Middleburg home, walks to the church, and then calls 911. So, yeah, it's going to be building off of this, man. This is a crazy situation, but this just goes to show you the time and season that we're ultimately in, that, the Lord is allowing evils to increase, man, here in this place, America. And we know what the scriptures have said, and I'm going to actually read it before I get into the video. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 5, verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be often sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters, you see? So this is that time and season that we're in, where you got a lot of these women out here that are breeding these monsters, man, these YNs, all of these different types of GMO babies that they're creating, that are running around, that are just completely wicked, you see? And this is the time and season that we're in, man. The scripture said, I'm gonna grab this. This is St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity, right, meaning sin upon sin, shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that word cold in the Greek goes into psychos, man, or crazy. So you got a lot of these YNs and these people out here in America, in the worldwide, they're just losing their mind because sin and wickedness is rampant in this society, man. You see it in this world. So you're going to have more situations occurring like this, man, where you're going to have, people just losing their minds and bugging out and all type of craziness taking place, man. You see? So, yeah, I'm going to get into this video. Fair use on the 1976 Copyright Act. Fair use. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only. Fair use.
New details about a Clay County teen accused of killing their parents in their Middleburg home. Tonight, the 14-year-old's best friend is speaking with News 4 Jax. Family member also shared this photo of David Lee and Brandy Smith with us.
Their 14-year-old son, Trevor Lee, is now charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. Their home sits near Silver Point and County Road 220. News 4 Jax reporter Alicia Hatcher went to the neighborhood where it happened and spoke with the teen's friend.
One of Trevor's closest friends, Kyrie Beeman, met us right outside of the Lee family home. He says he's known Trevor since elementary school, and he just saw him Friday. He also says he spoke with him over the phone around 12:30 this morning, and the conversation they had, he'll never forget.
He told me that he loved me, and he told me that he was just calling to tell me goodnight.
The best friend of a teen now accused of murder replays the last conversation they had before learning the shocking news. Crime scene tape lined a Middleburg neighborhood Monday morning after a chilling 911 call from a 14-year-old boy.
Our 911 communications center received a call from a young man who stated he had just killed his parents. He stated that deputies could find his parents at the house and that he had walked just over a mile away to a church.
Deputies responded and arrested 14-year-old Trevor Lee. When deputies got to the home, they found David Lee and Brandy Smith shot and killed inside.
Preliminary investigation, and we're still very early in this investigation, it appears that there was some sort of domestic argument last night between Trevor Lee and his parents, and that this shooting culminated from that argument.
When we arrived on scene, a family member was there but declined to speak. But one person did open up, someone who didn't just know the family, he considered them his own.
They were probably the best or one of the best families I knew. They were funny, and they treated me very well. They told me all the time that they loved me like a son, and they treated me as such.
Kyrie says it's still hard to believe, but he hopes people remember Trevor for more than just what happened.
He's not a bad person just because he made one.
You see? Like I said before, these are the times and seasons that we're in where Yahweh Shem Shah is bringing that separation amongst these families, man. That's part of the prophecies as well. You see, and I'm going to actually read this precept right here that I have. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It said, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Verse 2, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful and unholy. You see, and all of these things are occurring as of now in this society. That's how we know we're at the end, because all of these things are happening. You look around here in this place, America especially, and you look at the people, they're behaving in all of these manners, you know. Verse 3, without natural affection, you see, and that's what I was mainly focused on getting, right? I'm going to look that up on the AI overview, right? Without natural affection, right? And it goes into, right, lacking the instinctive love and bond that is typically felt within a family or close relationships, right? It describes a state of being callous, heartless, and unloving towards those closest to a person, like parents and children, right? The phrase originates from the Greek word astaragos, right, which signifies the absence of storage, a type of familial love. So basically it goes into, you know, not having love for your family members, basically, you see. And like I said before, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is the one that's bringing that spirit upon the earth that are having these people separated the way that they are, you see. And I'm going to prove that. This is St. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. It said, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. And that represents people being at odds, you see, family members and things as well, right? Verse 35. It says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, right? And a daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, right? Verse 36, and a man's foes, meaning enemies, shall be they of his own household. Just like you see what took place with this situation. The Lord put the spirit on that young guy to basically do what he did to his family. You see, because we know ultimately Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is the one that's in control over both life and death. He's controlling the minds of these people, man. Can't nobody do anything without Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua sanctioning it. That's Proverbs 19 and 21. There be many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord shall stand. You see, so the Lord put the spirit on that little Jake to basically do what he did to his parents, man. You know, at the end of the day, as it tells you right here in this precept, this is Job chapter 4, verse 7, KJV. It said, remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? So at the end of the day, like I said, this was all the will of the Lord that took place. You see, he allowed this judgment to go forth, man. And there's going to be more judgments like this coming in the very near future. Because like I said, we're in that time, man, where evils are about to increase, man. You see? And this is Psalms chapter 78, verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation, right? And trouble by sending evil angels among them, you see. And those angels come in the form of anything, man. It could come in the form of your family member, whatever the case may be. The Lord, you know, puts the spirit on people and they fulfill his will. You see, at the end of the day, right? As it tells you right here, I'm going to grab this precept. This is Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 39, verse 28. It said, there be spirits, right, that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out the force and the peace, the wrath of him that made them. Talking about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Because as it tells you in this precept right here, I'm going to grab, this is Psalm 68 and 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto Yahweh, the Lord, belong the issues from death, man. You see, so at the end of the day, like I said, the Lord is the one that's putting the spirit on people to commit these acts that they do, man. And he do that by sending forth these death angels, man. You see, but the Lord is in control over both left and right hand side. You see, so he's controlling these spirits that are out here getting active and bringing forth these judgments, man. You see, that's Deuteronomy, right? I'm going to grab that chapter 32. All right. In verse 39, right? In the KJV, and it says, see now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me, you see. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hands. So like I said before, this was all the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. The Lord allows these things to be done for his will to be done. You see, the Lord is the one that's bringing forth these judgments, man. You see, and like I said, they're only going to rapidly increase, man. Evil like this is going to become the norm very soon, man. Because like I said, we're in that time, you know. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It says, the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust know of no shame. You see, just another precept on proving the Lord being in control over these judgments. You see, over the death and life that is ultimately, happening in the world. The souls that are coming into this earth, the Lord is in control of those, and the ones that are being taken away from this place every day through various different judgments that the Lord is allowing to be brought forth day in and day out. You see. So this is back at Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, and I'm going to read verse 28 again. It said, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force, and the peace, the wrath of him that made them, right? Verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance, you see. Verse 30, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, right? Which was what that young Jake used. He used a gun, you see, which is the modern day sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. You see, like I said before, the Lord is judging people, man, every day, right? Verse 31, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time has come, they shall not transgress his words. So like I said before, at the end of the day, the Lord is the one that's sending out these hits, you should say. He's the one that's sending out these judgments, man. He's allowing all of these things to manifest, both good and evil, you see. Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create the darkness. I make peace and create evil, meaning bad times, man. I, the Lord, do all these things. So at the end of the day, this is all of the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua at the end of the day. And like I said earlier, things like this are going to intensify, man. You see, because we're in that time of season, man. We're in the end. So you're going to have more so-called family members, doing all type of horrible things to one another. And you're going to have more of these YN demons. You see these monsters that are being brought forth by these black women and these different type of other women. And they're going to be doing all type of acts of wickedness, man. You see, because the Lord is, like I said, putting a spirit on these people to fulfill his will at the end of the day, man. And if you're not covered, you see, if you don't have the Lord dealing with you and supping with you, man, then you're going to be open and susceptible to a lot of different spirits that are out here wandering around in these latter times, man. You see, that's why the scriptures tell us in Ephesians 5:15, through 16, that see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. You see, and we're living in some very deadly serious times, So you just got to be always cautious and circumspect, with all things, man, because like I said, these people out here are bugged out, man, and it's crazy because, hey, the people that could be your downfall could be the people that are right next to you, man. You see, that's why you got to be in the spirit, because these are the times that we're in, So, yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Like I said, Lord's willing, I pray it be edifying, just something quick through the spirit, To the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.